The truth remains that God exists. Even the atheists also believe, because that thing is saying that it does not exist is a confirmation that you know that there is something like that. Mana onye buzi onye Igbo na-ache ga back to root. Sigina nwere ihe dịka Chukwu. It has always been there. War between darkness and light is as old as man. No other institution in the world has mounted opposition against evil in the world as Christianity. No institution of this world had done 30% of what Christianity had done against evil. So you don't come and twist the Christian message for you to win followers online. What they tell us as our root is actually not what our root is all about. Some occultic men hijacked the tradition and introduced things that were anti-natural in the tradition. And that is what some of these boys are celebrating without knowing. Our root bụ na root anyị na-asa arụ. Mana ị ga-afụ mmadụ na-ekpuchi arụ. Onye na-ekwu na ndị ọcha ma slave trade nwere brothel where he's exploiting young girls. The one that the white people did and the one that is doing, which one is more destructive? And in the 21st century, ị na-ekwu okwu ọdịnala mana ị na-ekwu okwu nsọ ala. Environment anyị abụrụ environment arụ. Ọ bụrụ environment impunity. And this is the root that we should do everything within our power to protect. Ihe budebe omenala be pụta ha na kparịa Christianity. It does not call for disrespect. Onye ọcha ị na-akpọrị na o mere nke a developer ABCD gba anyị na-agụ. Ndị anyị na-akparị na ha mere nke a mee nke ọzọ. Whether what is going on will collapse or not, it is certain. Falsehood never lasts. There is no document, no template. Everybody is just making noise. Everybody can come up and tell us anything. The script they have written for these people that are pushing this ideology is to trivialize some of the atrocities that our people committed in the past. These things fall apart by Chinua Achebe. We say, our Igbo Bible. And as long as I live, I'll be sharing this book till I die. Let our people, let the young people that are running helter-skelter looking for solutions know what our history is all about, so that when you are saying that you're going back to Omenana and all that, you actually know what you're doing.
Gbam, 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 gbam. Anybody maka ese mi anoge gbam ụmụ ebe anyị nọ ebe aka na-ewetara unu ndị ọdịka ọ dị anyị ndị na-ekwu ka ọ dị ndị na-ekwu ọ dị agbam maka na ọ bụ na ọ dara ọgbam ịma na ọ bụrụ ọgbam ka ị bịa ọ bụ na enwekwa obi etiekwa n'arụ ifi n'oge ma nke mọbọdị ọ bụ na ime ekwu ka ọ dị agbam abịa na etie n'arụ gbam ka anyị na-akpọta ndị nwere ọnụ eji ekwu ndị nwere ike eji ya naanị ndị the big talkers ndị nwe one or two things to offer to the society. Anyị na-ewetara unu ife dị iche na gbam ife nkọwa ife dị anya ife dị omimi ife bụ n'onye nọ ise taa ma otu a ka ọ dị afọ mgbochi ji oke igwe ndụ odogwu bụ ya mbaba izigbote onye aba tata anyị nwere gbam nwekwa gbam maka na ndị Igbo si enye ndị ebe enye ndị ebe a tata anyị nwere nwa amadi onye Igbo ọkpala Igbo ọbịa gbam tata ka ọ gwa anyị one or two things anyị na-ada afụcha ka o si afụ ka ọ gwakwa anyị na okenye ada nọ n'ụlọ ịwa na-amụ n'ọgbọle ka ọkwa anyị na-enwekwa some things bụ nọ ịnụkwa na enyi dịkwa itinye ọnụ ka e wee kọwalụ ụwa ka ụwa mahalụ nke bụ eziokwu ka anyị nabata nụ Mr. Raphael Onyeka Emenu Raphael Onyeka nnọọ na Gbam Onyeka Chukwu nnọọ onwere ka Chukwu nnọọ anyị bịa nweta ozi anyị bịa fụ ihe na-emecha n'iru akwụkwọ and ị na-ekwu ka o si wee dị gị ị na-ekwu ya ọ daa gbam asị ka ị bịa n'oyele anyị isi anyị na onwero what will it take for you to come ka ịgwakwa n'ụwa one or two things about life, about Christ, about God, about omenani. No.
Thank you.
No. Kọwala anyị kedu onye bụ Onyeka Emenu. Go ahead.
Okay. Onyeka Emenu Raphael bụ nwafọ Igbo. Abụ m onye Ọkịja. Nke dị na Ihiala local government area Anambra State ya. So na abụ m onye Igbo.
Okay.
Ndị Ọkịja bụkwa onye ma Ọkịja mana ndị Ọkịja bụkwa ndị omenani.
Yes.
Na anyị na-eme omenani. Ọtụtụ mgbe akọ nke ọma, ọtụtụ mgbe akọ nke ọjọọ. Ị ga na-anụ ka a na-asị na Ọkịja enwe obere.
Yes.
And all that. Mana ọ bụ charo maka Ọkịja ka anyị bịara ikwu tata. Mba abịara m dịka onye ụdị nkata na-akpagasị n'ịntanetị na mpaghara anyị ata na emetụba oge ụfọdụ maka na ị na-anya afọ ndị na-akpa nkata my background as a philosopher, I'm a trained philosopher from Imo State University. Okay. From there, Nigeria, I'm not to Nigeria. I say about banking. You know, I've been in the banking sector between 2015 till 31st July 2025.
Yes.
When I resigned by myself, I had a very bigger picture of life.
Okay.
There are so many things I would want to do that banking would not give me opportunity. Despite the attempt by my employer to see if I could stay, I had to leave. In fact, Ogem Porona Bank, or just for a week or 2 weeks for me to be promoted to the next level.
Wow.
But I had to go. I listened to Cubana chief priest. Cubana chief priest is na onweho onye ga-abụ nnukwu mmadụ through employment. Onye ọbụla ga-abụ nnukwu mmadụ must have a business. And it's not as if that was the first day I was hearing that. But recently, that was what actually triggered me. I reasoned with him. I also looked at our background and saw that what happened in Igbo land was actually a transformation that was built on business. After the Civil War, muna get money here happened only Igbo 20 pounds. Only Igbo we bara carry oji. When you look at the contribution of the Igbo people all over the world today, it was actually as a product of business.
Yes.
Meanwhile, that is not why we are here. But these are the things that pushed me to look at the other side of life. I've been working for 10 years. I've made my contribution in the banking sector. I heard when you mentioned that you're from Aba. I have a very good relationship with Aba man. Yes, I have a very good relationship with Aba man. Mr. Michael Nwafo is a very good friend of mine. Yes, I think he's the PG of his village now.
Okay.
Yes. Anebu na Aba.
Okay.
So these are some of the people that actually influenced me. Even when he was busy telling me to remain in the banking sector, to fix things and all that as a friend, I told him that I have to go now. So I was actually touched by some of the things I see our young people do today in the name of tradition.
Yes.
And I was following you on the social media. I saw how you project people's view without interruption. You maintain your own stand without letting anybody know where you're standing. And you give anybody that comes to your platform opportunity to express himself fluently and satisfactorily. So I reached out. And from the conversation we had today, I am here to actually talk about this current internet war that is going on in the name of let's go back to roots. Where are we actually going? That is why I'm here.
No.
Thank you, sir.
No, I get you when I alepota.
Thank you.
Because I na like ihe ọbụla mmadụ kpatụrụ aka anyị aba n'ime ya ọfụma. Kedu ebe amụ, kedu ebe ito, kedu ebe ga primary school, secondary school, university. Kedu how was your background so that ka ịmakwalụ ma onye anyị na ya na-emekọ isi agbakwali ọnụ obi ka ọ bụ na onye kopu mgbe ọ dị 10 years. Ka ịmalụ ya, go ahead please.
Okay. Otu nsikwa bụ onye Okija. Go primary school na Umuohi Central School Okija.
No.
Abaigon. Then go secondary school na Okija Grammar School. Even though I did not complete my secondary school in Okija Grammar School, I later went to Mbudi Boys. That is where I actually completed my secondary school.
Okay.
Then that same I completed my secondary school in 2000 and in 2001. That same year I got admission to study philosophy in Imo State University. Yes, and that is where I had my first degree. Then currently I am studying theology.
Okay.
Yes, I'm studying theology at the St. Paul School of Theological Studies, Newi.
Okay.
That is where I study theology now, yes.
Okay.
So that's my background.
Daalụ. Ị bụ onye Ọkịja.
Yes.
Kedu ife melụ Ọkịja ji wee bụrụ obodo a na-akpọ n'ọnụ, obodo na-ewu, obodo na-ekwuo. Ifere ọka ikwuru ozugbo ndụ azụ, mụọ mụlịa.
Ọka obodo dike na-adịbanụ. Ọka obodo dike na-adị. Ịmaragono ihe ndị be anyị ji eko na mgbe gboo bụ arụsị. Ị ga-anụ ka a na-ekwu maka ebini ụkpa abịa arọchukwu. Ịnụ ka a na-ekwu maka ogwugwu akpụ Ọkịja. Ihe ndị a niile bụcha ihe ga-abụ ịnụrụ ana. Somebody would always tell me na amada emekwa ka onye Ọkịja. Nsị kedu ka onye Ọkịja si eme? Ọkịja man is a natural good man.
Yes.
Ọkịja man is a good man.
Yes.
Man ịmarago those stigmatization paint onye ahụ based on ihe ịnụgara about the obodo or something.
Yes.
Mmadụ niile nọ n'Ọkịja abụghọ ndị na-ekpere arụsị.
Okay.
Of course, inekwa anya na Anambra State ị ga-ama na ndị Ọkịja so na ndị bụ ndị Anambra State. Ịma ngụ Anambra State wepụ n'Ọkịja. So otu obodo dike na-adị akọta nke ọjọọ mgbe ụfọdụ akọtakwa nke ọma.
Yes. We're not here to talk about Ọkịja. O nwere ike onye bi ikwu maka Ọkịja bịa mụ na ekwu maka Ọkịja.
Ọkọwa ya ọfụma.
Isi na that you were a banker and
Yes.
then you resigned. How was life as a banker? You know, some people are still go be interviews saying even as honor as a content creator that's na onye bank mma, that a banker bụ ndị na-agụ ego mmadụ. You are like a conductor. Inye mmadụ oche ngwa akwụla ọtọ, you know. And then I was mgbe m na-aga church a na-akpọ Dominion City Onitsha. You know, bankers are people that are actually respected in the church a lot. Pastor Law Ohamado, you know, he likes bankers. Enwe ihe bụ ihe ọbụla achọ ime. Once you're a banker, that background alone must certify you that if you can actually be a banker, that no need of. So how does it look like to be a banker, and then how was it for you as a person? Go ahead.
Okay, Ima, part of our problem at this society tata bụ ego, money. Ekwube ha na success. The parameter average young man no be money. Mana a banker, a professional banker is a cautious person. Onye bụ a professional banker, one of the things you learn from that person is accountability. Yes, if you are looking for somebody to keep your money, the best person to hand that money over to is a banker, right? Yes, that is one thing I can tell you about. I was very, very satisfied as a banker. I was very, very satisfied as a banker. As a banker, you had opportunity, you know, just as I mentioned earlier, our people just see achievement in terms of money. Once there is no money, you're not making anything. But somebody who is able to manage your finance, keep it for you. Whenever you want it, you come and get it. He ensures that any agreement you have with him is being maintained. And for me, that is true greatness. Then, because of the way Nigeria is structured, people that are employed most times are not properly paid. So they see Onyoru Igbo generally as a very poor man because sometimes he may not have money. But at the same time, you know that one of the best paying jobs in the country, the way it is now, is banking.
Yes.
So it's not really about money. I didn't leave banking because of money. I didn't leave banking because I was frustrated. No.
Yes.
I believe in empirical facts.
Okay.
The last place I worked was in Onitsha here. You can walk down to Onitsha, go to my branch, which I may not mention now.
Okay.
And make inquiry, right?
Okay.
Who is this person? What was he able to do? And after that, go into the market. Look at the people the relationship I managed as a banker. What can you say about? In fact, if I have opportunity, I will give you. I deliberately organized a Semford party in my honor and invited my customers to come and share the experiences. My bosses was there to talk about my 10 years experience in banking. And
a decade.
I was fulfilled. I was fulfilled as a person. So banking, anyone, you know, whenever you come to every 12, you also have Judas. There is still some problem that some bankers have. Some bankers live fake life, right? A banker is a cultured person. You will dress well. For me to come and keep your money, to convince you to that I can keep your money for you, there are some standards you would expect me to meet.
You look the part.
But in the course of meeting that standard, some people may go beyond what is necessary. Once the salary is coming, I know the salary is counted. Once it's coming, you're spending it on things that are not important. And before you know it, you don't see anything at your hand. The only thing I can tell you that I was fulfilled as a banker. And tomorrow, I will recommend that job for my children. It's actually a very wonderful job, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dalo.
Thank you.
At what point did you decide to actually resign? And then, kedu the convention? I touch of my, if make it here, haposia ihe na-eme, or bro need frustrated, just like you said, or need stranded. At what point did you resign? Why a touch?
Okay. Just as I have been saying, 10 years experience. I was supposed to leave in 2024. But your brother, who I mentioned earlier, stopped me from going because he was of the view that there are some things you need to put in place before you can be able to come out and enjoy yourself when you come out too, and be able to switch to something profitable immediately.
Yes.
But, there is something you say. You said that whenever, I think, I don't know, in one of your videos that I saw that, you said that when you're looking for any information, when you're looking for information that you're uncomfortable, that you don't sleep, it is as if that something is compelling you to touch everything. You have sleepless night. Wherever you are, your thoughts are centered on that. That is actually what I was. I came out one morning. I had the plans already, but I came out one morning. I told my boss that I will be leaving in 2 months' time. But I went to house on a particular night. I came out in the morning. I said, boss, I'm leaving by end of this month. He said, what happened? What changed? I said, I just have to go. There are some things that are calling me that I cannot be able to do here. Just like Bob Marley. This music that Bob Marley sang, One Love. If you listen to the lyrics of that music, it was actually when there was problem in Jamaica, political trauma in Jamaica, turmoil rather in Jamaica, that he played that song. And that One Love actually united Jamaica. But what are the things he addressed? Who is this? Who is this sinner that has decided to hurt the whole of mankind because of his personal beliefs? Who is this sinner that has decided to hurt the whole mankind because of his personal beliefs? And he says, let them make any remark that he does not care. But this holy Armageddon that is bent on destroying the youth, the country, everybody, that is going to attack it, let's attack it. So that when the nature, let me not put God now, when the owner of this world comes, he will still see something that he left for us. When our ancestors that our young people are talking about now comes, they will see something that we have been able to manage the environment they left for us. And this is where these young people are not thinking about. Whether they will collapse, whether what is going on will collapse or not, it is certain. Falsehood never lasts unless you are not acquainted with history. Once it is, I made a comment to one of my followers. I said, I'm not saying this because I don't know that this thing will not last long. I am saying it because there are the same thing Bob Marley said in that song. There are these people that they are not privileged. They are not doing what they are doing because they want to do it. They are doing it. They are doing what they are doing because they believe, they were made to believe that where they are is the best place to be. And even among Christendom, so many people are not interested.
Okay.
So many people are not interested. There is something St. Paul says that some people are just slaves to their appetite. You're just looking for what stomach we eat. If you believe in something, you talk about what you believe in without fear of favor. Without fear of whether you will be attacked or not. Because the attack will come. I see on my page small boys that I can actually keep in my house and feed. You know, they come out, they say all manner of things. Eririgeri is the language. No, eririgeri. You know, they have confused him. Agadina Gofe, he looks like an adult, but look at what is coming out of his mouth. But you're actually saying the truth. But somebody has made them because of the peanuts they were promised to have. So, to make my contribution in this area is one of the things that actually brought me out. And I remember I mentioned what I heard from Cubana chief priest. I want to also build a business that will last, a legacy that will last. I can't leave employment for my children, and I have to now.
No, you cannot.
I have 2 boys now, and I have to leave something that they can hold tangibly tomorrow. Yeah, so that is actually where I am today.
Own a land, secure your future. Invest with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited for your peace of mind.
Let's get to what Chief Priest said. A lot of people have actually are of that school of thought, you know, business over salary, you know. What do you think that business can do for a man that salary cannot, and why people should do business? A lot of people are even talking about job security. You know, salary, you are sure it is coming by the end of the month. Business is a risk. You can go there and then you will even come back empty. It is what they call entrepreneurship. And some people are saying, take the risk. Okay, so let's talk about it. Why do you feel business over salary for a man? Go ahead.
Okay, before that, let me say that even as a salary earner, I was also into business.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't just fold my hands, because the truth of the matter is that the money can never be enough, no matter how much you're being paid.
Of course.
Because another person is counting your money. Someone else pays you from the profit you have made for him. He will be satisfied before giving you the part he will give to you. That is the truth of the matter. So it is a kind of allowing somebody to determine your destiny, determine how you spend your money, irrespective of what is going on in the country. They are there to determine this is the param. You can't cross this boundary. This is where you are. And if you look at it, it is not a good strategy, because when somebody is controlling your finance, you know, finance is one of the pillars of the society.
I agree.
People that have money govern they control the environment, they control the country. And when you are just limited by what somebody decides from his office, it is a problem. And I will also confess that employment is not bad.
Okay.
It's good for starters. You use it to start, but you always, as an Igbo man especially, you put it at the back of your mind that this is not a permanent destination. You are here just to give yourself timeline. This is when I am supposed to be here. After this, I don't have any other business that I am doing here. That will make you to start saving on time. No matter how little what they are giving you is, you set aside something for yourself. That is what will make you to start investing the little you get. Because you have an idea, you have a vision. This is not where I want to end.
To be.
This is also what will help you to be getting certification. Look around you now. How many people do you employ? These are your workers, and you pay them. You didn't just stand up one day and start employing them. So when you're certified, especially in our world today, thank God for the owners of AI. That's why when I listen to some of these people and what they say in the name of going back to root, education is scam. Somebody in 21st century will come out and say publicly that education is scam. This is enough for me to block that person on my page, because you don't understand what you're saying. Look at how AI has simplified whatever you want to do for you in our world today. But some of them don't even know that it is existing. So good number of them only come to social media to just take pictures, take selfies, and those of things like that. But there are tools that you can employ and do something that you can make positive contribution to the society and still add value, and that money will still be in your pocket. So what I'm saying in essence is that salary is good. Entrepreneurship, everybody does not have skill for building businesses, right? but everybody can actually learn businesses. Yes, as an employer, once there is no conflict of interest, once you don't copy what your employer is doing, you are good to go.
Yes.
But some people are just, I don't know if it's right to say that some people are lazy, but that is the real word. I can't, when I left university, there's something that, cautioned me. One night, I sent a message to one of our professors at the university. Thank you for all your, what you have, your investment, how you have, how you impacted knowledge, how you taught us. He was a professor and a reverend father.
Oh.
That same moment in the night, he replied my message to tell me that he's actually awake the way I am awake. Right? It was in the midnight. Something struck. I was going through something and I saw his mind and what he was trying to. I just typed a message. I said, thank you. He replied immediately, go and make more people like yourself. That's what he said. This one aside. I became convinced that as successful as this man is at this moment, he still keep late nights. But some people are there telling us that science says that you must rest. You are poor and you are resting. Which, restlessness is more than poverty. That even if you are sleeping, you are not comfortable while you are sleeping. Then the same man, another man, a very big shot in Obogu from Astiko Market. One day in the night, I sent him message around 2 a.m. There was transaction we were pursuing and I did not want. He wanted to buy FX from the bank. And there was something I needed him to do. It was 2 a.m. I did immediately. He responded immediately. As at that time, that man was nothing less than 1 billion. But at 2 a.m., he was awake. Then I was asking myself, what should I be doing awake? When I was working as a teacher, I taught a lot. Yes, I taught. Okay. Some of the things the teachers, my co-teacher used against me, they said that the way I teach will put other people in trouble, other teachers. Because I looked at myself, how much were they paying me? 22,000 at that point. The last time I was here was 2015, 22,000. So I was like, my spiritual mentor told me before I got that job, Raph, if you go there, look as if you are working in an oil company. And when you meet the demands of the owner of all works, he will take you to the next level.
Yes.
So I went there. Once I got to work in the morning, I told myself, I am a young man. The energy is there. Why am I wasting it? I teach from class 1 I teach from morning till 2 p.m. Till closure of school, I am in the class teaching because I have the energy. So why should I waste the energy? And of course, when it was time for God to pull me out of that place, he did. And about 3-4 years after, I went back to the school again during Christmas to share 200,000. The teachers, some of them were there when I left. So what am I saying is, you asked about salary and
business,
doing business. That you are a salary earner does not stop you from doing business. The truth of the matter is that salary will never be enough. No matter who is paying you that salary, it can't be enough. He takes care of himself. He takes care of the business before he pays you. And if you must make contribution to your own world, if your voice must be heard, you must do something extraordinary. And if you go through the history of the world, most of the people that have made remarkable contributions to the world are not salary earners, unfortunately. So that is actually the true position of it.
Dalo, thank you very much. I'm glad that we're actually mixing Igbo and English so that can they matter now what I hide and then I'm telling you now, feel free to flow in anyone but I go on. Okay. So Gbam is not an Igbo classroom, though it's an Igbo themed interview, but our aim is to communicate. But I go. I've seen your type of person. We discuss for some time, okay, and if I see a man that is actually have something to say or do, I know ịbata njụọ gị whether ma o nwecha questions ị ga like ka njụọ gị, and you came prepared. You are I think you are the first guest that has actually printed what he wants us to go, and then you didn't even scramble, you just brought it out. It's not like they even told you to bring it, but you were ready. But I go, obigo na mo ajuro gị ya, you are ready already, because ibero semo ne omo ajuro gị we say yes, so of course. That is one thing about opportunity meeting preparation. You as a person now, Ralph, can you guys know about your vision and mission in life generally, and what you're doing? Go ahead, please.
Okay, my vision as a person is to actually make my contribution as a man. All the very obvious now. I will not be here in the next 60 years.
Yes.
It is very, very clear.
Yes.
But my son will remain here.
Yes.
I have
Wow.
to leave a good name for him.
Yes.
And that is one of the greatest assets he will use tomorrow.
Yes.
I want my son to come out tomorrow and say that I am proud of this man to be my father.
Yes.
Irrespective of what he chooses to do tomorrow.
Yes.
He may still decide to, which I don't pray he does, but that is the truth of life. I want to do something that will not be outdated with time. Truth is never outdated. If you say the truth, philosophers naturally, we are lovers of truth. If you say the truth, come next 20 years, truth will remain the truth. The truth remains that God exists, against some of the things that they are telling us today. Igbo man believes that God exists. Any reasonable man, even the atheists, also believe, because that thing is saying that it does not exist is a confirmation that you know that there is something like that. So I want to, you see what is happening now. What I mentioned, Bob Marley. There is this conflict that is going on, and some of the things that have caused the conflict is bad government and leaders. Because some of the things that government ought to have done are not done. You also onye choba ebe oge ebido aka ịchọ ebe ị ga a safe landing, onye ọbụla na land na Christianity, ihe ọbụla mere ebo ya Christians. Ihe eji wee gbuo good number of Christians during the time of Adolf Hitler bụ na o nwere, sorry, ndị Jew, them not Christians now, bụ na o nwere influenza pụtara gbube ndị mmadụ, asị nọ ndị Jew nọ mmiri ha na-aṅụ or something. There's a way they painted that story. People are always looking for an opportunity to persecute the truth. I'm not talking of a righteous person now, but the truth. Because it stands as a sharp opposition against what they are doing. No matter how you want to, bury your conscience, once somebody says it, you know about autopilot. Autopilot is designed for a mission. No matter how you manipulate it, once you leave it, it goes back to that. God, in his infinite wisdom, planted his word in our conscience. In as much as you are alive and your emotions are working, no matter how you want to intoxicate yourself to forget about him, once somebody talks about him, your conscience responds to that call. And that is why you see this war that is going on. And some of the boys that are doing this are not even aware that they are acting on a prepared script. There is a script that it has always been there. War between darkness and light is as old as man. And that is what it in different generations come in different, they disguise it.
Formats.
Now it's Christianity. And now generation of Christianity.
Okay.
Because now, one of the statistics is that no other institution in the world has mounted opposition against evil in the world as Christianity. Go and make research. No institution, since the existence of the world, since Christianity emerged, no institution of this world had done 30% of what Christianity had done against evil. That we have governance or this civil society, it was Christian. People died for it.
Yes.
People were convinced that this is the way to go. So addressing these lies is one of the things I came out for. Then, as I said, For me to make contribution, I have to work. And no, somebody does not supposed to be controlling that work. I have to take risk and build new businesses. I have to build a name that my son and whosoever that I will leave behind tomorrow will come and say, yes, this is actually my father. And for me to also talk and people listen, Igbo man, we respect elders, but we respect achievement more than elders.
Have you?
Yes. That is why in our tradition, ndị na-achị obodo bụ ọzọ titled men. And also titled men abụrụ just akari ogiri ịnọkọta bụrụ ọzọ titled. Ọ ihe imelụ ga-eme gị bụrụ onye ọzọ. Ọ bụrụkwa nke a na-abụ onye zusie ndị mmadụ ori tata, ọ pụta eje n'obodo chibi ọzọ. You see, collapsing our institutions. So, since Igbo orientation has taught that if you work, that is what the Bible is saying. If you work, there will be payment. I want to work. I am a young man. If I remain where I was, I will get to a stage that I can't even come out again. And it will become, I will become a failure. I'll become a failure. That is what it will amount to. Because the intellect, the opportunity, the exposures that God has given to me, He gave it to me for a purpose.
Yes.
And I can't leave it. Maybe because science is telling me that I'm supposed to rest. Yes, I rest. But this 24 hours is not even enough if you really want to work and make impact. But you cannot add a minute to that. So the 24 hours that you have, you manage it properly. So
Yes.
I want to be in control of this greatest access I have as a man, time. That is why I left where I was. I want to control my time. And I want to put my voice in this life that is ravaging the society. Go to our families. You see these boys. You see these boys. And people are doing all kinds of atrocities in the name of Christianity. There was a video that trended, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. A woman was in the church praying for his son to go for armed robbery and succeed. Because when the pastor that was praying for them said, "Ọkwa nwa gị na-ebu egbe?" Osia yes, ọ na-ebu egbe. Osia ọ bụ onye nche? Osia mba n'ori, o confirm ọ na-ezu ori. Osia ego ndị ezute ọkwa nwere ndị dị na your account. Yes, ọkwa nwere ndị iji wee gbata anị. Osia, you see where it has gotten to. That a woman will walk up to the market, go tere nwa ya laptop ka ọ wee jee mebe Yahoo. He atụgharịa the language. No ego anyị ndị ọcha zuru ka anyị na-achọ ka in the name of going back to roots. And now onye Igbo gwara gị na ihe ọjọọ niile dị n'ụwa na ochi ka njọ. Agụkwuo ya n'egwu anyị na-agbara. Mana ị ga na-agbara egwu ahụ na-achọ onye ị ga-ezu ori. Na ochi na-arụ mmadụ ọ na-eme afọ echie. It is a it causes a stigmatization that you can come out of as a man. So there is actually you are living in Oka. I don't know how familiar you are with your local environment, Abba. Go there and see what the boys are doing. They don't want to go to work. They wake up, they celebrate idleness. Only Igbo, they celebrate idleness.
Nah, bye-bye.
I'm not talking of just Abba.
Okay.
I'm saying I don't know how familiar you are with villages.
Okay.
If you go to the village setting, but it's not because I'm also from Okida. Go to your remote villages, not city life now. You see what people are doing. So I am out to make my contribution and to control my time as an Igbo man. Thank you, sir.
Good news. From anywhere you are in the world, you can now be our guest on Gbam. As long as you have an internet connection and a mobile device, you can now be interviewed from our studio anywhere in the world. Contact the numbers on your screen to book a session with us.
Ikwugo okwu this route renne onye ọbụla na social media ama asị na ọnụbe maka ya ghọtago anyị anụgo let's go back ka isi na ndị ụka awọrigo anyị and then some of their reasons are actually very cogent because some of them are saying na ha no na this ụka no na this ụka be ihe niile anyị na-ekpe na nwere ihe okpete ka ọ mago decide a ghọtago ka ihe inwe ikwu maka this movement of going back to our root or ihe ziri ezi ifili na is not nwere ihe that na ọdabaro ka na ifili na we are doing it wrongly or that na anyị amakwụdo ihe bụ root anyị to start with maka na ihe ịma ka ị ga-ego back to biko gaa n'ihu.
Okay, before we go back to Igbo root proper, nwere ihe ikwuru, let me respond to that.
Okay, please.
Ma ekpere ịma ihe na-achị ụwa tata mụ na gị nọ batara n'Igbo land nke na-adịrọ mma bụ ego. Ada ekpete ego na ekpere, ada agwọta ego n'ọgwụ.
Yes.
Ndị Igbo believe na before, ndị Igbo believe na a na-enwebe spiritual gallops. Christianity also believes in that. Na ọ bụrụ na lineage isi na-enwego some things emechara na-adịghị mma na ihe a nwere ike chere gị aka mgba ma ị na-apụ. Ndị Igbo ji agwọ ọgwụ akali ogiri. Akali ogiri a bụ mmụọ ndị na-efegharịcha n'ikuku a na-esetụ ọfụma ma ọ bụ akụnitechara in one way or the others. Onye Igbo believe na nwa ya chọọ ịpụ na a ga-agwọwuri ya wele ka ụzọ ya gaa aga, ka ọ na-enwe n'ihe n'ọsọ nwa ya na-atapụ akpa ya na-ewere ihe ọ chọrọ. Then Christianity also believes na agbakata, just like onye Igbo agbakata mbọ bụ ego ndị. Christianity also believes that na mmadụ na by strength shall no man prevail. Enwere God that governs the whole universe. So while spirituality, whether ma ọ bụ Christianity ma ọ bụ traditional religion, na-adịghị enye ego, but it's a necessary part of it. It is part, there is spirituality to wealth. O nwere mbọ ya abịa ịgbacha mekrasịcha ihe niile ịchọ. In fact, natural disaster can even come and scatter the whole thing.
Yes.
And also some of the reasons ndị be commit suicide in the olden days. Just got things fall apart. N'ọkọrọ ji mmiri ezo ori na-ebukọrọsịa ji ya despair. Ojekwa ụdọ. Chinua Achebe, I know onwego dị na doubt, I'm doubt to Chinua Achebe, but we'll talk about Chinua Achebe later. Ojekwa ụdọ. Yeah. So ihe ha na-ekwu ekpere just storytelling, twisting story to deceive the gullible minds. Ekpere dị mkpa. Mana ekpere does not promote idleness. In Christianity, idleness is a mortal sin. So nke nwa na-abụ ije n'ụtụtụ ije nọrọ n'ụlọ ụka na-ekpe ekpere ka Chukwu nye gị ego, you are living in sin. You are living in sin. Christianity na preach, it's not just what a priest is talking or what a pastor is talking. What is Christianity talking? Christianity has a template that you can have access to from wherever you are. There is a template. You can actually make reference. You can actually consult and know what he's saying in every particular issue. So it's not something you just come up and start doing the way you like in the name of you are doing Christianity. St. Paul said that in his letter to Galatians, anybody that will preach a different gospel from this is cursed. So you don't come and twist the Christian message for you to win people or win followers online. No. Whether you're a traditionalist or you're a Christian,
yes,
that is not the truth of the matter. And secondly, na chwaja, because one of the things na agakwa viral get abụ na or ndị youth na-ekwu bụ na ana anaghị ego n'ụlọ ụka. Of course, chwaja is part and parcel of life.
Yes.
You don't deceive people you don't coerce people to give. People give out of their will. Kedu ihe ndị be anyị ji enye arụsị mmadụ n'oge gboo? Aja ka a na-achụ. What was more costly than human being in life?
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is that kedu the mindset, kedu the understanding. What is your understanding of what you do? Now, having said this, you asked me a question.
Yes.
About our
Roots.
Kedu root to be here? When they talk about this root, do I say that these are just, some of them are confused? Ị na-ekwu okwu ọdịnala, mana ị na-ekwu okwu nsọ ana. It's not, somebody may come up tomorrow and said, Now, that is not what we are talking about. We are talking about but if you cannot stand as a voice and condemn something that people are doing in the name of tradition, you are doing it.
Yes.
You are doing it. What they tell us as our root is actually not what our root is all about. It is not. Some occultic men hijacked the tradition and introduced things that were anti-natural in the tradition. All these, you see that this is working. You now want to create a fake version of what is working. And that is what some of these boys are celebrating without knowing. Yes, our root is not. Our root to be na root to na asaru. Maniga from mmadụ na-ekpuchi. Somebody is saying that na ndị ọcha bịara mee slave trade and all that. Mana onye na-ekwu na ndị ọcha mee slave trade nwere brothel where he's exploiting young girls, collecting money. The one that the white people did and the one that is doing, which one is more destructive? And in 21st century. So what they actually call our root is not our root. After talking about spirituality, you know, I talked about Igbo boy. Igbo land dying for 2 all day was built on that tradition of Igbo boy, but it's dying now. And our root, these are the things you should be talking about. That Igbo man is an enterprise, is not a business by nature.
Enterprising.
He's enterprising by nature. He's enterprising by nature. But nobody talks about it again, and he's dying. After the Civil War, government, nyere onye Igbo, 20 pounds. Whatever the exchange rate of pounds is today is the amount they gave to them to go and start life afresh. But they did not die. Tenacity. They continued working. Look at Igbo land, look at Onitsha, look at all these houses that are sprang up. It was built on that Igbo boy system. It was built on that Igbo boy system. And this is the root. This is the root that we should do everything within our power to protect. Mana we see, my friend, you know, na Obogu na Koroma, ebe my branch, so I have so many friends in that pharmaceutical market.
Okay. Okay, Obogu.
Nwa boy mmadụ kpọtara nọ na be ya je gwa awele onye na-agbara mmadụ boy. Gwọkwa nke ọ gwọrọ ka ọ gị ya na-adị na afọ ihe ọ na-eme. You see on the social media ụmụ boy na-eje agwọta poison ka ha gbuo ọga ha.
Yes.
Maka na ọ chọrọ inwe ego nke tata nke echi. And that cause ụmụazị ekwe ọkụzi agba boy. Ọbịa tata onye ọzọ agwa ya somewhere na a na-agwọ oke ite. Now ihe ọ na-waste time nọrọ under somebody ga-abụ after 5 years or something. Or just onye ya 2 million naira. He can actually get 5 million naira within a year, even before he closed 18. He listens to that person. I was thinking na onye chọrọ ikwu okwu root. Now these are the first things you should be talking about. These are the things to discuss. You see na this Igbo boy system na nwoketa and then ndị na-ekwukwa okwu Igbo boy ya bụ the same Christianity na-preach ya n'ụlọ ụka. Mana ndị omenani onye ọbụla chọrọ ịbụ dike, onye ọbụla chọrọ ịkpata ego without process. Ese na ọ bụrụ ihe ị na-preach, why are you not advising these young men? Kedu ndị na-agwọrọ ha that ọgwụ ọ nọ na be ya ọgị ya na-agwọ? Mgbe ọ bịara na be gị ka ị gwọrọ ya ọgwụ a asị onye na-eme omenani bụ dibịa. Kedu ọ gwara gị ihe o ji eme? Kedu ihe ọ chọrọ iji eme? You did not ask all these questions. Yes. One of the things eji mara onye Igbo bụ nkwụ ọcha.
Yes.
Ọnwụọna is dead. Ije n'ahịa kịta gote ihe ị ga-ego bụ chemical.
Right?
Yes. Thanks to ndị ọgbọ na ị nwere ike ije n'ọgbọ with your connection na onye ịma. Because nchọ ego ana m eje ego n'ọgbọ.
Okay.
You may get original. Just sip original of that drink. You see life. You see happiness. There is this fulfillment that is built in nature. God's power and mysteries are built in his principles and in the nature. Inweta ihe bụ original. When you are treated, just one, okay, I will come to that. when you are treated right as a man, there is this natural feeling you have that this is your real place. This is where you're supposed to be. I saw a young man copying what one author was saying. I don't want to say the author that said that. He came to your platform and was using it negatively.
Okay.
He was saying that no man can survive outside his environment. He's correct. As you see that many people mana environment ya bụrụ environment arụ. Ọ bụrụ environment impunity. Asị m gị, the last time njere ọgbụjego ngwọ nkwuenu na ngwọ bụ na the day m pụrụ from office because I wanted to give to the office some of my guests.
Okay.
I came back. Just n'ọgbọ ebe a, I sipped what I bought. There is the fulfillment I had. Na ihe a bụ original. Mana our people has bastardized it. Ndị na-ekwu okwu omenala bụ ihe aka ha ịga na tin fall apart ijebe onye Igbo onye chaga ọjị ọba anụ nọ dị next n'oge butere gị bụ ngwọ. Ọ dịrọzi. And nobody is doing anything about it. Ọtaba anyị na-akpọ, he will be asking, Pastor nke a na-ekwu okwu ọtaba na-ekwu okwu ngwọ kedu ebe o si apụta. But these are the real life issues. Ndị na-agwa anyị gwara anyị si anyị na ọtaba adịrọ mma. Nyezi anyị mkpụrụ mmiri. Nye anyị ndị nke ọzọ ma kolos dị na ya. Onye ṅụọ pụọ ara. Mana na be anyị nwere ọtaba. Ya bụkwa onye kpọcha ka ndị gboo si akpọ ya. Ọ dịkwa ka nwoke otu ahụ ọ chọrọ isi dị. Mana ọma mme ya to go beyond the line. Ọtaba is died. Echem na ndị na-ekwu okwu omenani. The truth is that there is no document, no template. Everybody is just making noise. Echem na onye chọrọ ikwu okwu omenani. Bụ ebe ahụ ka ọ ga-ebido kwuba okwu. Kedu na gịnị na-eme ọtaba anyị? Kedu na osisi ebe akụrụ ọtaba? Kedu na osisi ebe akụrụ ọtaba? Ị na-eblame onye ọcha na o mere gị nke a na o mere gị nke ọzọ. He did this, he did that. Ndị be anyị nwere mgbọrọgwụ eji agwọ ọya mgbe gboo. Mana all of them are lost. Some of them, ndị nke fọrọ afọ bụ just a little. Because they nwere proper documentation. Onye Igbo dị selfish in that regard. Onye ọcha furu nke ya, discover pharmaceutical products, develop ya as a science, tinye ya na university and agụ ya from generation to generation. Burukwa ya but Africa, we are doing it. We are doing it. We are doing it here, and everybody is benefiting from it. There was a time when I was, I don't know if it's necessary to, well, there was a time when I was sick. In my final year university, something happened and it affected my brain in my final year in school. Let me also add that God intervened. But God intervened and took care of everything. I knew also what happened to me, but that's not why I'm here. Because the person that was responsible came and said that I was actually responsible. God forced the person to come. But that is not why I am here. The reason why I'm here is to talk about the things we have come to talk about. So, in the course of that thing that happened to me, one of the places that was nke Father Arazu. Father Arazu from here, but I think he's late now. Father translated Abuoma no Igbo.
I know Father Arazu, he's late.
Yes. That Father Arazu, wherever na-enye ọgwụ na somewhere na Onitsha that time. Wee je agbanye m ọgwụ Igbo mgbọrọgwụ. Agbanyere m na obere cup. Nwa ya ọ dịka anya m asachapụrụ. Nlahụ ụla for 2 days. When I was getting myself. That herb, was it documented? When you was about it. Oka, in the way they do their thing, Mana, we lost the one that are even better than that one that Father Arazu gave to me. So, ndi na-ekwu okwu omenani. It does not call for disrespect. Onye ọcha ị na-akpọrị na o mere gị nke a na o mere gị nke a. I'm not even talking about early missionaries now. I'm talking about ndị ọcha in general. Yet you are doing everything to get visa to run to their land. Ije ebe a use platform ha nyere gị na spread lies. Abusing them. the same person that gave you that platform. You are using. That does not mean enwere ọkwa ihe na-adịrọ mmasị that side apụta.
Yes.
But that is not the issue. So ihe ndị a bụ ihe bụ tradition. Ndị Igbo si na igwe bụ ike. Igwe ọka bụkwa n'ike tata na ala Igbo. Destroy shana no our traditional institutions. Ụmụnna bụ ike na. Ụmụnna kwuo kwe otu a, who are you to go against what you ụmụnna kwuru? Makwa na one of the reasons ndị mmadụ ji bụrụ osu n'ohu mgbe gboo na eze kwuru okwu kwugharịa, including n'obodo si na-aga na-egbu ụmụ ejima. Onye dịtụ bright, onye summon courage, ikwuo ya akwanyeghị emego osu of one deity. Okwu ụmụnna kwuru. Got things fall apart. Efu otu agbara nwaanyị na-enekwa nwa arụsị ga-esi bịawuo na be mmadụ na abalị gekuru nwa na-arahụ ụra pụọ. You can't stop the person. Maka no anyị zuru kwe ihe ụmụnna kwuru. Mana go to the villages now. Onye na ndị mmadụ na-abịakwa that meeting ụmụnna. Because na some people achụsịsịa na ndị mmadụ na village, they hijack the institution. And because na hijack kwuo na-ewerekwu ya na-agbaba ụmụnna kwuchegodo okwu bụrụ justice. Ofu onye kunesi na ekwe ha jewala onwe ya mere we ihe sọrọ ya.
Nothing will happen to him.
These are the things we should be talking about. About just ile accusation against government, this, that. Yes, onwere ndị government na-adịghị emeta. But government is a pillar of the society. The same way families are pillars of society. And family belongs to traditions and customs. So our traditional institution has a whole lot to do. Ndị Igbo na-eme onye agha na nwanne ya. Okwu eziokwu. Gaa n'ọpụ iwe ka na were okwu gaa n'abalị ka mmadụ chọọ ịnara gị this your wristwatch. Ị ga-afụ 1,000 hefty young men onye ọbụla na-agara onwe ya gbagara ndị nkịtị. And ndị ji gị abụrụ na ha dị armed. Asị na ha ga-agba gị egbe. Mana onwere onye ga-atụpụrụ gị na ha zụcha gị ori mecha gị ha chọrọ ime. They leave you than they go their way. Maka na ndụ onye a chọrọ ịdị ndụ. Yet you are blaming ndị ọcha bịara ebe a izite ozi ọma after 2 weeks. Anwụnta atagbuo mmadụ 4. See, from noble family. They went back and sent more people to come and preach and bring us out of ignorance. Mana ihe na-atụ gị ụjọ n'ọpụ iwe ka bụ maka onye agha ịnọkọta tụgharịa ma gị ụra na ihe a na-eme agbasaghọ gị ịgafere. Onye na-ekwu okwu going back to the root bụ ihe ndị a ka ọ ga na-ekwu. You see what is happening when we go for election. Ndị mmadụ anara 1,000, 2,000 were obodo ya for the next 4 years. Onye Igbo bụ onye Igbo ama mmenata ya eme. That is our culture. Onye Igbo na-ebu ọnụ junni. He is hungry, but the food is polluted. I cannot eat it. O ihe ndị a ka nche na anyị ga-agbakọta ọnụ. Efu ebe m bụ ya n'isi o, I will carry it on my head. Bịa, ọ bụrụkwuo otu ọbụla isi chọọ ka ekwuo ya, I am ready for it. Mana ọ bụrụ ebe ịkọrọ m what you don't even understand about. You only do what you just seek for the truth. Ịmata eziokwu omega pụta n'uru. And this is what matters. There are so many things that are going on in the name of tradition that are not actually our tradition. They are not. Ndị Igbo na-eme ihe a na-akpọ sharecropping. Sharecropping. Onye Igbo chọọ ịbụrụ great man, ya nwa ogbenye. Nwa ogbenye gbado anya ka ọ dị n'ala Igbo. Na mgbe gboo iwu bụ na ọ ga-abụ ọgaranya. Maka na ihe o kwenyere na ya bụ ihe a na-ekwu. I experienced. My mother was a very poor widow.
Okay.
We were very poor, lived in mud house, all sorts of we were the lowest part of the society. That is where I belong. My mother na-arụ ọrụ a na-akpọ arụta eke. Enwe ihe bụ arụta eke. O nwere anị ebe ọ ya aka akpụ. O nwekwuru akpụ ọ ga-akọ. Mana gị nwa nwere anị. And ị ga-egotawa okporo akpụ. Inye ya your land. You may buy the stem. Okporo a ga-agba na the anị. Then o nwere ike ikwekwuo ma na ịchọrọ ka ọ nwụzi gotakwuo fertilizer. Ọ rụọ dị akpụ, ọ rụcha ya na-eke ya 2. o were one ngị nwa bụ dio na-ewere ihe a bụ ihe ndị be anyị mere wee bụrụ ọgaranya. The same way ndị bụ DJ a, because the richest man in Igbo land in the olden days are all ndị na-akọ ji. Onye na-enweghị ọjị ọ bịakwute ngị nwa bụ DJ ichinye ya ji oje kọọ ọkọ jee gụọ things fall apart. Ọkọchaa ji ọpụta ikere nke gị okere nke ya. He continued. O mee ya mgbe ọ na-eme ya 10 years. He doesn't need you again. He doesn't need you again. These traditions are dying. Ndị bịaranụ nche nọ ihe a ka ha ga-ebido kwube ada ekwu maka ya. So ihe bụ ihe ha chọrọ ikwu bụ na ụka mere nke a ụka eme nke a. Because all story gets sell easily.
Yes.
Ịkọ ha anya once you can be able to secret things. Ọ bụrụ ha na ihe ndị mmadụ na-atụ ụjọ ikwu na ị ga-ekwu ya whether maọbụ eziokwu maọbụ asọ ihe na-ere in our world today. So anybody that is talking about our tradition, negodu this kedu ihe a na-akpọ ya road workers, let me not use the other word.
Okay.
Road workers a omenala ndị Igbo. Ọ bụrụ omenala ndị Igbo, kedu ka okorobịa ga-esi pụta kwuru n'ilo and ọ ya akpọcha ihe ike to be able to stand on the road na control traffic na anara ndị mmadụ ego a na-abụ ya ọnụ n'enu ya. Eche m na onye chọrọ, I have not seen ndị a na-ekwu okwu ka anyị gachi ha to roots, organizing seminar telling these people that this is not what an Igbo man ought to be doing in a very young age, and not just saying it. You develop an app and hand it over to the government to replace that job, and these people will do. These people will go back to the society and become more productive. Mmadụ one ka lose go their life, those road workers. Mmadụ one ka moto gbugoro, ebe gburu moto gburu ha ndị mmadụ a na-ekene Chukwu na moto gburu mmadụ ibefa because of the nature of work they do. So echem na onye na-ekwu okwu omenala, ndị omenala anyị fụrụ nwanne anyị n'anya nọ. Onwe ihe pụta n'obodo niile ekuni ọta eje n'ụbịa. Nke a bụ a problem I needed to solve. None of them is talking about it. Ihe bụ debe omenala bụ pụta ha na kparịa Christianity in the recent time, because na ha achọghị dị logical. Ha ebido dị na ịba na ya egbughọ ụmụ ejima. How can I listen to you when you talk like that?
Abi?
How can I listen to you?
Inekwu na ibulu
Nkwọpịa.
Bụ ndị Igbo.
Yes, now. Chinua Achebe'S things fall apart. Should be ihe a kwesịrị ka a canonize ya as Igbo Bible. Go here and
I
see.
agree.
Chinua Achebe say na problem abụrụ the mad. I'm quoting Chinua Achebe. Na ihe ndị mmadụ ji wee soro Christianity abụrụ because of their mad logic of Trinity. With all due respect to Christianity and Christ. But this is, I'm quoting Chinua Achebe. No boro because of the mad logic of Trinity. Kama na enwere ụmụ ejima nọ n'ime ọfịa na-ebe akwa. Ike mefu na ewere mma mapụ onu in a broad daylight without onwere any form of na-agbari ọgwụ ka ọ na-efilu na pain. Nọ na nwa mmadụ gakọtara n'ụzọ egbuchapụ ya. Kedu ihe o mere? Ihe arụ ike mefu na mere na things fall apart bụkwa na egu dara n'obodo. Ịgba ihe bụ egu? Egu bụ ka m werezie is this hot? Kedu ya na-akpọ that insect na-ataba grass? Is it grasshopper? Ka m were grasshopper, mana o nwere one insect na-ataba fruit.
Ọ bụrụ ebe?
Mba, egu.
Okay.
Ọ bịa dacha n'elu fruit, ịhapụ ya ebe ahụ or destroy ya the whole distance. Kedu ihe gburu this Ikemefu na things fall apart? Ọkwa na egu dara n'obodo dachi everywhere for ebe a na-azụdo ụkwụ. So ndị obodo ewee gbakọ Ikemefu na bụ nwa eji wee kwụọ ụgwọ ọshụ because na ọ nwere ihe mere wee kponye ha Ikemefu na from the next village. Okonkwo has made Ikemefu as a member of his family. Mana obodo ekwuo na Okonkwo bụ dike, ọ na-anụ warrior, ihe obodo kwuru eme. Even though one elder came to him before that time said, this boy calls you father. Your hand should not be in his death. Your hand should not be in his death. Mana Ikemefu na akpọrọ ya na-aga bunye ya ọkpa nọkọta eru ebe eruru egburu mma tụkwasị ya n'isi via nke ahụ egbuchaghị ọjọọ ka ọ gbakwuru Okonkwo enye aka pịata isi adapuna. You see. So you covering this is Jegodu na Bible now, na Bible. If you go to the Bible, you see a whole lot of atrocities that happened. Yes, now enwere ihe ndị emechara ma ihe ndị egburu ha. Mana onye bụ no the mirror bụ Christ. You don't have to quote the Old Testament. Because you don't have to be quoting the Bible, just cut out something and say.
We will talk about that things fall apart. At least banning me so that we don't jump. But I know why I allow you to actually go on. Yeah. But we'll talk about it.
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. The time to make exercise, sweat. That sweat is very important. Ibana garden, bela kukwani very natural food. Or if your body need it, just nyobana de tuchusike.
And we hear can't let go. And we hear about our own. Nature has provided whatever we need. You quoted Otaba. Quoted Nkwocha nkwa mgbe no enwechakwa anya edekwa ka isi wee chọọ ide. Even self ịchọzikwa strong one. Abịakwa m chọpụtakwa na ndị Igbo nwekwa ka esi eme kaikai.
Yes.
Original kaikai from Nkwocha akwa. Ọ dị ka asị na ịbịa m hapụ dị nkwụ ka ngwọ for days. Ozeda.
Fermenter.
The kaka agbagote the nature and everything. So you have a point that ndị Igbo nwekwa their own.
Yes.
Mana achọrọ m ịjụ gị, just like I've always discussed with my wife sometimes, say Anna, why I actually tilt towards Christianity is because Christianity has a template. They have a manual. They have they have a gauge you can weigh somebody in. Onye asị na ọ bụ Christian ngwa nen ka o si eme na ọ bụrụ otu a ka Christian dị na Bible. Ọ bụrụ otu a ka esi mee ya. Ije na nke fake pastor ma fake father ma fake ụkọchukwu ma fake okwu esi mbada dị ihe abụrụ dị na Bible. Ịma na onye a bụ fake. There is a yardstick to measure. Otagona enwe a template. Mana ọbịa dị ka nke omenani anyị. Sometimes I have listened to people say different things. And there is nowhere to go and checkmate. There is nowhere to go and verify. What do you think that now Omenani was not documented? It was more of oral. Kedo the consequences that our own is oral means of information. No, agwonya. If you label the impact, do you feel that is a part of the problem we have? Tata, Gary.
Okay. Before this, don't worry him bidoriku na the other part.
Okay.
Let me balance it.
No wala.
Yes. I mentioned na Ghana Bible. There are so many things that are there that are not even supposed to be there.
Okay.
In my Bible, nwechara age, the world existed, or rather transited from one age to the other. From Stone Age, Bronze Age, Age of Reason, Age of Darkness. Ihe a niile mechakwara Bible authors influence. It influenced them. They belong to a society. Ha nwere intellect. Ha nwere their personal conviction. Let me give you example. Jephthah gburu nwa ya nwaanyị after ka o meriri na o je dọtara ndị Israel agha merie. Ya nwa Jephthah ji aka ya jụọ Chukwu, kwe Chukwu nkwa. At that time, Chukwu na ndị Israel, so to say, ndị Israel bụ mejọrọ Chukwu. So God is not even speaking to Israel at that time. Right? And not just that God was not speaking to oge ndị Israel enwe judges. Because ha feel na God achọghị inye ha onye ndu ka ha dị ka ndị ọzọ. So they started helping themselves. Somebody started saying na ya nụrụ what God said and what God did not say. He promised God na ọ bụ na ya ji agha bata na ihe ọbụla bụ ụzọ pụ na ya ga-enye ya. Chineke atụpụrụ gị ọnụ ka ị kwuru ihe a. You just said on your own. And he went, the first daughter abata. O gburu ya gbuo. Ụdị ihe mechakwara na be anyị na ana Igbo. O buru the lady gbuo. Ụmụazị ndị a na-etwist zi Bible tata ọ bịa ọ kọtụọ ya out. Ọ mara ọdị the background of that story. ọmarọde onye bụ Jefta son of a prostitute ndị be ụmụnne ya his step brothers chọpụrụ mma ya kwu amara m na ọ bụ ihe akụchara ofu nkụchara ka akụchara ọ wee dị ime ya or something. Bible agwara anyị na obi with the man just na Jefta pụtara. Jefta baa n'ime ọhịa jee biri n'ime ọhịa, then ọ chọrọ ka o weta political power of Israel. Because of that quest and that ambition, ọ chọọ ka ọ manipulate God na ihe ọbụla na ọ ga-eme very costly sacrifice that he should just give him victory. Isi nwa ya nwaanyị aba ị na-akpọ Chukwu the same God o gwara gị that you shall not kill pụtazi esi gị gbuo nwa ya bịa nye ya. The template you mentioned is actually there for anybody that is interested to go there and find out what God is actually saying. Jesus Christ abịakwuzie fulfill the whole thing. No nwere ana ebe dị confused. Go back to the life of Jesus. O mere ihe agha ị na-ekwu maka ya. No matter ma edere na Bible in the Old Testament or even in the New Testament, Jesus is the standard. He's the lens. He's the template that you always run to validate what you are looking for. Ọ bụrụ na o meghị ya, the book of Psalm 109 na-agwara gị ka ndị iro niile nwụsịsịa ka ụmụ ha let them not be remembered. Deep fearful words. Kedu ihe Jesu mere ka ọ bịa? Jesu prayed for his enemies. Ndị na-egburu ya egbu, ndị ji mma narịa ndụ ya n'ike, ndị be anyị eniri arụsị ebo ya na-anwụ na-abụ obodo ọnụ. Jesu asị na gbaghara ha na ha amaghọ ihe at point of death. So onye bịazie as a Christian ma ọ bụ fada ma o nwere ministry ma ọ nweghọ ministry, ọ kwụrụ ebe a na-asị gị your enemies must be annihilated in the name of Jesus. Our Bible sị gị na ọ bụrụ kedu ihe dị iche na gị na ndị ọgọ mmụọ na-ekpere ndị enyi ha ekpere ka ọ dịrị ha mma, na-ekpere ndị iro ha ekpere na ngị nwa ga-enwe ihe dị iche. You pray for ihe Christians na-eri book bụ evil, not men. The war is not against flesh and blood. It is against principalities and powers. A man created by God that he shed his blood to save cannot be killed by that same God. Man, ihe afọ ndị mmadụ a na-eme ka sị ihe dị aṅa. And I said something earlier, Galatians 1:8. Onye ọbụla preaching a different gospel, ma ọ bụ bishop, ma ọ bụ onye ọ sọrọ ya bụrụ, mana ọ na-preach a different gospel that is different from what has been written here is cursed. Onye ọ sọrọ ya bụrụ. So this is the standard. Then coming to Igbo traditional religion, part of our problem bụ lack of documentation. Our traditional religion and customs, tradition adịghị documented. Because na ndị be anyị enweghị ability to write and read in the modern one. Ndị ọcha bụ anyị ụzọ mụta ha kụzikwuru anyị. Even ndị ọcha developer ABCD Igbo anyị na-agụ. Ndị anyị na-akparị na ha mere nke a mee nke ọzọ. Ndị ọcha, of course, early missionaries.
Yes.
We lacked that.
Yes.
At the beginning. Ọ dịrọ ka ebe nwere masterpiece that you can always run to.
Yes.
Because na story a na ha ndị from one generation, ọ na-lose quality. Nkọrọ gị akụkọ kịta iji kọ ihe a nkọrọ gị, ị na-akọ na ọ ga-abụ a mixture of your emotions and your convictions.
Yes.
Even though you're trying to present what I am saying.
Yes.
Just think about that same story ị gwara m 10 years ago. Somebody telling that story after 100 years.
Yes.
Some of the vital ingredients of that story must have been lost.
Yes.
And talking about ndị a na-ekwu otu Bible, na ọ dị ka ma na-ekwukwuzi maka ya at the same time. Ndị a ikwu otu Bible bụ a science that you go to university. That's Bible interpretation. It's a science that you go to university and learn.
Yes.
It's not something you just wake up and start saying things that you like. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Na be ahịa, ịba ọhịa, a sị na mmadụ bara ọhịa kịta, o nwere some dialect ọ bụ eje mposi. Where some dialect ọ bụ adultery.
Yes.
Ije n'akwụkwọ ebe edere maka ịba ọhịa onye jere mposi je interpretie ya as adultery maka na ihe your own dialect na-akpọ ịba ọhịa bụ ije adultery. Mana onye kwuru ya adịghị ekwu maka adultery, ihe ọ na-ekwu bụ maka mposi. Iji cut ya out from that place. That is what they do. In some of these things they call Bible interpretation. For you to read and understand, but you'll be a Christian now. It's not a literature. It's not a literature that you just come and, read your own meaning into it. Impose your thoughts and your convictions. I was listening to one of your guests. Okay. In fact, it was even your interview with that young man that after listening, I said, no, I will come. And if this young man can come here, why can't I come? What is preventing me? Let me ask these people and see and know what they are actually doing. He was telling you, the young man, I don't know his name and it's not important, but he was telling you about how land of Eden of Africa. Everything he was trying to bring colonialism into the scripture. Okay. And he was, I just look at it and say, my problem is that there are some innocent people. Do you know why I would do this, what I'm doing now, till I die? I have not been as active as I am now in this for a very long time. But I have received calls from well-meaning individuals from all areas of life. Please, somebody wrote on my page one day, said, thank you so much. They almost caught me. And it was a young man. Thank you for making this very clear. One day, one woman also called me, a very matured and educated woman, called me and said, you said that education did this, education did that. What I actually said, it was not up to 2 minutes. And the woman is saying, yes, thank you so much. There is one thing about the mind. When you condition the mind to listen to something for some time, it becomes attuned to that. Yes. And a block or reasoning onya. Your fan. You can undo to promote that what your fan is doing. Yes. Nande Mado, in the course of defending Mbaka, was fighting a bishop and the church. They even went to cathedral, Kahabido, maybe Sibe Cathedral, in an attempt to, defend the priest. You see that kind of ideology. Yes. Each other from Bakananya. So much. Yes. Mana, in your defense now, you just fight about the entire church. Yes. Produce Mbaka, Mbaka platform. Yes. So when people become followers, they're not interested in asking questions. There are so many things they can do. What you asked is actually the problem of documentation. We are not documented. Yes. We are not documented, and as a result, everybody can come up and tell us anything. Among these people that are shouting, let's go back to our root, there are some that don't say that they don't believe in God. And they are making cases for Satan. The same God, one of the reasons in the Bible were male for the hammer in the olden days, but because of Nahana Tuchukwegu. Yes. Now, that Bible description, now God is living in an unapproachable light. Yes. The Bible for God like that. Yeah. Intermediary. Deities in their ignorance. That bigger God, that chuku. Yes. Manonye buzi onye Igbo na-ache ga back to root. Sige na enwere ihe dịka Chukwu. Yes. Na enwere ihe dịka Chukwu. And they see coming out publicly to declare, to make themselves atheists are the quickest way to stardom in our today's world. Yes. Opotara ana publicly say na ya bụ atheist. Kwuo na ndị ụka na ndị na-eje ụka na-eri kwuo na fada na-eyi skirt bute Bible gbaa ya ọkụ. Yes. Ọ bụrụ na a great man. Onye nke ame, onye nke follow ya, onye nke eme, onye nke follow. The same people na-ekwu na ha chọrọ ije tradition. O nwere somebody I was correcting is one of the people I was assisting when I was in the bank. A young man. Ọ sị m na afọ m na status ya ka ọ dere na he replaced one with God is majority. He replaced God with gun. That one with gun. Ọ na-ekwube ihe ndị omenala na very very well. I saw that as a great mental shift. Nsị a kedu ihe mean by so no omenala ụnụ afọ ozi Chukwu as onye ji ike niile. Chukwu kpụrụ ite ka ite ọ kpụziri nọghara ihu na-agwa ya ihe ọ ga-eji ya mee na ihe ọ na-agaghị eji ya. So the problem is still problem of lack of documentation. Nji wee sị na these things fall apart by Chinua Achebe kwesịrị ịbụ our Igbo Bible. And as long as I live, I'll be sharing this book till I die. And not just sharing it, I'll be organizing seminar. And people will be going home with gifts that they will not forget in honor of this book and what this man has written here. Because so in this confusion that we don't have document, there is still something that we can lay our hands on. And this is not just what he wrote. He wrote this on one colonial book a na-akpọ Mr. Johnson about Igbo omenala ndị Igbo na nke akpọkwara The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad.
Okay. Onye ikwugo okwu this Chinua Achebe'S things fall apart a lot. Iwatago. And the keys we ekwu, I think I agree with you that na Chinua Achebe'S things fall apart ọnọdụ ka onye bụ Igbo Bible. Maka na some of the things or even most of the things ndị Igbo ji aba is contained in that wonderful work of art. Who do you think Chinua Achebe should be to ndị Igbo? And what do you think that singular product on I think it should be in 1958 or 1952. Yes. When I heard he was just 28 years old. What do you think that copy should be? What is the legacy of Chinua Achebe'S Things Fall Apart? Go ahead, please.
In my opinion, African traditional practice, people that are practicing our African traditional religion, one of the things they use against Christianity is that Christianity will hold room for our ancestors. But that is not true. Only video mere gara viral somehow. Nkwuru maka ndị ishie nọ n'enigwe yọbara ya ayọ. You hear some of the things that these our boys are saying now. That why is it that it's only a white man that can become a saint? Kedu ihe o ji bụrụ na ndị Africa adịghị abụ saint, But that is not the truth of the matter. Christianity actually recognizes the fact that there are some ancestors from Igbo roots that are in heaven. There is a Bible quotation I usually like to read.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, that is Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. Sorry.
No, take your time.
7, 9.
Okay.
Here the Bible says, after this, I saw a great crowd, impossible to count, from every nation, race, people, and tongue, standing before the throne and the Lamb, clothed in white and palm branches in their hands. And they cried out with a loud voice, "Who saves but our God, who sits on the throne and the Lamb?" Let me repeat and emphasize on something.
Okay.
After this, I saw a great crowd, impossible to count, from every nation, including Igbo nation, race, people, and tongue, including Igbo language, standing before the throne of God. We have said that part of the problem of our religion and custom tradition is the fact that they are not properly documented. Christianity has space for our ancestors who lived a noble life even before the first white man stepped his feet in the land of Igbo. Yes, there is a place for such people. If you go to the Catechism of Catholic Church, from number 631 to 637, you will see where the document talks about the fact that when Jesus Christ died, he descended to the grave. And in that grave, he went to preach gospel to Adam and his descendants, including Igbo people that never had opportunity to, the blood of Jesus Christ had not been shed. And it's a spiritual ordinance that there will be no remission of sin without shedding of blood.
Yes.
So because Jesus had not come, these people, including Igbo people, were trapped there. And that is the teaching of the church. Even every year in Catholic Church, we celebrate All Saints on 1st of November. What Kediana is celebrating All Saints?
Okay.
Known and unknown saints. Ndị biri ezigbo ndụ. The truth of the matter is that we are still not organized as a people. Even till today, we still don't have documents. We don't document events. And you don't expect, the church has a standard. And she can never deviate from that standard. So anybody that is coming to tell you that they don't regard Igbo people and all that is just trying to convince the gullible. There is a space for our people who had lived a noble life. Christianity has a space for that. Now you asked about Chinua Achebe.
Yes.
These are worthy ancestors that should be remembered as far as this Igbo land exists. Go and look at that masterpiece that he wrote. While people are running helter-skelter, you know what these people that are pushing this ideology, their sponsors, not just them, the script they have written for these people is to trivialize some of the atrocities that our people committed in the past.
Yes.
And why am I referring to this Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe? That is where you will see what our history, tradition, and custom were all about. What our ancestors handed down to us at the point that Chinua Achebe was able to write and put this in that. As I said, there were colonial pieces that were in existence. A book like Mr. Johnson, written by a colonial master, talking about Igbo tradition, he always, such account could or may be based on stereotype. He will be biased in telling the story because he also has a narrative that he's pushing. Yes. If you also read a book that Conrad wrote, The Heart of Darkness, these are the books that Chinua Achebe addressed with Things Fall Apart. And to tell you why this book should be canonized, this book has been translated in over 57 languages of the world. And as if that is not enough, reputable institutions, Harvard, Oxford, gave Chinua, while he was living, honorary award as a result because of this piece that he wrote. So every Igbo family, as a matter of necessity, should pick this book and not just discuss it in their house. Let our people, let the young people that are running helter-skelter looking for solution, know what our history is all about, so that when you are saying that you are going back to Omenana and all that, you actually know what you're doing. I have decided, I have read the book, I will continue to read it, I will continue to preach this book, I will continue to distribute it. As a matter of fact, these 2 copies were actually brought for your company. Yes, this is actually for you. This is how I will continue to distribute it. As I am sharing the Bible, I will also be sharing Things Fall Apart.
Wow.
Every Igbo man ought to read this book.
Thank you very much, boss.
You're welcome, sir.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm so excited to have, this is one of the things that people gave me that I'm so excited because
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, please.
You're welcome. So, Chinua Achebe'S work is a masterpiece. Some of the things, I may not go into this book
in details
today. We may have another section for us to talk about Chinua Achebe. As I said, I will organize seminars. I will do, in fact, the challenge I'm doing next month, the one we just did this month, is about hacking nature. Somebody will win 100,000 from our page today. Yes. I told a story, 2 life stories of what I experienced as a young man. People that hacked nature, that nature came back to fight. Yes. One was a story of a young man that they beat our teacher while we were in secondary school. You know, usually when boys want to do some of these things that we do as young boys, there is usually this fear of who will be the person to do the first hit. And that young man was the first one that lifted his stool and hit that teacher. Back. And that vice principal fell on the ground. That started beating him. He left. Our education system is in a mess. If it was then, before you take a student from another school, you will find out there is what is called letter of transfer. You will find out what he did. If it's somebody that needs to be taken to a rehab center, or somebody that needs a counselor, I don't even know if we still have guidance and counselors in some of our schools.
In secondary schools.
Yes. If it's somebody that needs to be taken to a guidance, a guidance to be spoken to be able to reformat that mind before he goes back to the soil. But that was not done. He went to the next school, he wrote WAEC with his mates. Result came out in flying colors. But after 2 months, a trailer just grinded that guy along the road, and that was his end. There are some lines you cannot cross. Another one was somebody that, from a noble family, a NEPA official came to cut light and he used dagger to stab the guy. Boya. Abachori koke isi eme na omenala Igbo. Me gara. The guy agaba obodo Igbo and all that. 2 years later, amagbukwa ya n'obodo Igbo buru ya gbadata na ani Igbo mie ya oburo's nature fights. So I told these stories on my page and said that if you have similar story to validate this fact, come up with that. At the end, we select the best and we'll give 100,000 to whoever has the best story. Why am I doing it? I'm not looking for followers. One of the criteria to win that was never to follow our page. We never mentioned it. Just tell us your story. If people say that is the best, at the end, we'll give you 100,000. For people have something they can refer to. As we are making this noise is going on in the internet, let it be that there are some things that someone can actually see and understand how this life is programmed. There are invisible police everywhere in the world. And whenever you cross red line, whether anybody is seeing you or not is immaterial. That police, that invisible police must come after you. So this is what we did this month. And as I say, somebody is taking 100,000 this month. And next month, we are doing okay. I think what we are doing next month, I don't know. No, Chinua Achebe'S is not this next month. Is this not this September? Okay. We'll be doing Chinua maybe in October. What we'll be doing this next month is people that brought Christianity to Igbo land. I have tried to make research about the people that brought Christianity in Igbo land. Go through almost all communities in Igbo land. Those people that brought Christianity, gave them their houses, gave them their land. Go to our communities. They are the heads of such communities. Okeke Omekokwuri Digo of Aguleri that brought Christianity to Aguleri. As a result, he was ostracized by his people. They sent him out of the community. Yes. But today, they are the royal family of Aguleri. Yes. You go to Okija, our own Okija, Obi Jackson, even the current Igwe that is there, they have root. Their parents are among the people that brought Christianity in Igbo land. Go to Adazi, our GUO. The forefather was the one that brought Christianity in Adazi. Yes. And the story continues like this. So, this is what we'll be doing this month that you are entering. Go back and ask questions. The people that brought Christianity to your community. How far have they gone? You can also, don't tell us about this one, but you can also look around and show those people that if they sleep and wake up, the next day, shrine will be cooling off with a very young man. Go back to such societies and see what you see. you see people that are, let me not mention what you see in their family. Some of these things, our people don't pay attention to that. So, Chinua Achebe'S work, Things Fall Apart, is indeed, in my opinion, our own Igbo Bible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
ị nwere akọpụlụ iche ịchọ ka ụwa nọ, ị nwere ife dị n'obi ịchọ ikwu gbam, ị nwere ife dị omimi ịchọ ka onye ọbụla malụ, o nwere akala aka izolo ezo ịchọ ka ụwa fụ na inwe passion for bịa na Gbam ka ụwa nụ onu iyi. Ị nwere biznes ịchọ ịkwụnye n'ọkụ, o nwere product ịchọ ka o soro na Gbam, ịchọ ka ife ị na-ele ife ị na-eme na-aga as viral as Gbam. We are here for you. Contact the number on your screen. Ka ikwunye n'ọkụ ka ịfụ na ọ na-eme. Adamuaka, Gbam is the biggest Igbo interview in the world. Come and find out for yourself. Thank you.